Hey guys, in this video I'm going to review one of my favorite coasters of all time, Untamed at Walibi, Holland. First up, I'm going to talk about the presentation of this ride, why I like the ride, then I'm going to talk over a point of view and review the elements, then I'm going to give you my top 5 elements, and last but not least, give the coaster an overall score out of 10.
How is airtime that strong?
Untamed is a super well presented ride. It is located in the near area wilderness, and it fits this area so well. The theming here is great. You have a big grand entrance sign saying Untamed, of course. The lift hill have the perfect direction. If you think about making the ride look intimidating. You have some waterfalls down from the station. The station is amazing. The area is full of great audio also. And also that little start element before the lift hill where it tilts you to the side and turn also make the ride look even more intimidating. And the queue line is also great because it is located inside the ride. The ride is horseshoe themed and it goes all the way around the queue line, which is amazing as well. And this ride is an airtime machine. It is the best ride that I've ridden for hard ejector airtime. But it also has other forces. It has some great whip, some great laterals, some great hang time, and even some positives. This ride has pretty much everything, and now I'm going to talk over a point of view. One thing I have to mention is the amazing dispatch music that just helps you pump up to this ride. And after dispatching, you'll go for this turn that gives some good laterals. I mean, yeah, of course it does. It tilts you to the side. And that just also is a taste to how wacky this ride is, because that is an unusual start from any other manufacturer than RMC. And after climbing the lift hill, you will have the drop, which is an incredible drop. In the front row you'll get some good bit of floater, but in the back row you'll get some sustained and pretty strong ejector airtime. The speed hill is a good ejector moment, but one of the weakest moments of ejector airtime in the ride. But then the double inverting stall is absolutely incredible. You'll get some good hang time going into it that will transform to laterals when you turn around, and almost a combination of airtime, laterals and hang time in the same inversion. It feels weird. It is not one of the aggressive moments, but it is incredible. After this inversion you'll get this double up, and this is the first taste of how aggressive this airtime is. The first pop is just incredibly aggressive. The second pop is just as strong airtime, but it's combined with whip when you whip down to the side here. Then you will go to the camelback here, and this is even more sustained, and it is even stronger than the previous airtime moment. This moment is incredible. It is even better up front where it's more aggressive. The transition is... You don't notice the transition from your MVC to your pushed hard against the lap bar. And then you enter another camelback, but this one is outerbanked. It is slightly, a little bit less strong, however it is more sustained, plus the fact that it's outerbanked make it a plus. And this one similarly rides the best in the front row in my opinion. After this you have the stepper underflip. This inversion is super whippy up front, but it is kind of floaty in the back. I like both, but I prefer it in the front row. And in this turn, you get a slight dose of positive G's, which are the only noticeable positive G's on the ride, but I don't miss it at all on this ride. It's perfect without it. After this, you will have this outerbanked camelback here, which gives some great whip and some great airtime, especially up front. Then you have this double up to double down. This is 3 back-to-back violent doses of hard ejector airtime. I didn't really find a huge difference where to sit here. Maybe a little bit stronger in the back, but it's not much at all. Then you will enter the overbanked inversion. This is super whippy up front, and in the back you get some whip out of it, but it's not as strong as the whip into it in the front at all. Then you will get to the only, pretty forceless part of the ride, but it's over with so super quickly. It's this little quick bank turn. It does provide a mild dose of laterals, but it doesn't kill the pacing at all. I don't mind it at all. But then you get to the craziest part of the ride, in my opinion. These quadruple hills, as I like to call them. It's 4 back-to-back violent pop of hard ejector airtime. The first 2 are just so quick and so strong, and it feels unrealistic. And then the third one is weaker, but you get some laterals to both sides because it twists you while going over it. And the last one is stronger than you can imagine. It is the strongest pop of ejector airtime on any ride that I've ridden, period. After this you have a perfect contrast to these 4 hills, a glorious moment of hang time, this hardline roll, perfect hang time, so satisfying to go through. And then you have a little dip that gives some good ejector, and then a jump into the brake one that gives some airtime, definitely most up front. And now it's time to talk about the top 5 elements on Untamed. Number 5 goes to the one element that actually is floaty but still compete with these rapid-fire ejector airtime moments. This is this double inverting stall, which is just incredibly fun to go through. Not intense, just incredibly fun, floaty, lateral heavy, and out of control and disorientating. I love this inversion so much. Number 4 spot goes to this double up to double down. These 3 amazing ejector airtime moments gets even better for each one. The first one is strong ejector but not that sustained. The second one is just as strong but a little bit more sustained. The third one is less sustained but is even more violent. All of these 3 pops are some of the strongest airtime you can get on any ride in Europe. Number 3 spot, we have the camelback here. At least up front, this is as strong as the strongest part of that double up to double down. However, this one is more sustained. This is the second most sustained airtime moment on the ride. At least the second most sustained ejector moment, because you could argue that the double inverting stall is an airtime moment as well. But that hill is incredible. Up front, I couldn't believe how strong and sustained it was. Just slightly beating that camelback is this Overbanked camelback. A little bit more sustained, like I said, in the point of view, but slightly less stronger, but slightly, only slightly. And just hanging on the side getting hard ejector is quite a special experience, so this had to be really high on this list. But I have to give the number 1 spot to the sequence of these quadruple hills. Yes, one of them wouldn't be number 1, but honestly, the last one of these would probably still be really high on this element list, because these 4 pops are so violent and they happen so quick. Flying through these airtime hills, getting so violent ejector, and then bam, you're in the seat again, and hard ejector again, and you're in the seat again. Some laterals on the 3rd hill, and then finish up with the most violent pop on any coasters that I've ever ridden. That is quite an experience, and this is one of my favorite elements of all time. This is incredible. And now for a final score of this ride. No drum rolls needed here. This ride gets a perfect 10 out of 10. Did you ever hear me say anything negative about this ride? I didn't think so, because there isn't really anything to critique about this ride. It is flawless. The only thing I could think about is the restraints. However, they doesn't do anything about the discomfort. It's just that you're a bit more free and more open restraints, but that is not enough not to give it a perfect 10. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye guys.